Welcome to JRL Studio Creations. Today we're going to be making a book press. It looks like this. Also, it can handle some huge books, which is awesome. Alright, so if you take an all thread and you drill a hole through a nut that's placed on it and put a nail in it, then sand it down, it can be able to make a swivel. Also, I found this random door piece and I cut it right there, and this is the swivel piece I was talking about. It fits right in there. Well, after I soldered it on. I just took a washer to solder it on. When soldering, it's always really good to have it clean. Anyways, it fit perfectly and it was able to swivel, which is perfect for the bottom of the book press. Okay, this part was actually really cool. So I needed another piece to be able to spin and be able to help it to go up and down. So I came up with this. I took a nut and then I just soldered it onto a washer, and I thought, well, I want to be able to mount this, but I want it to be really sturdy. So I drilled some holes through the washer, and then I made it so that they could fit screws in it, so that once I mounted this between two pieces of wood, it could be able to twist and be able to go up and down. All right, so this piece right here, this was for a handle. If you drill a hole through an all thread and then just put another nut and bolt through it, it can be able to swivel. Oh, also added some oil so it could be able to swivel better. This was from a rotisserie chicken roaster, and I was thinking, oh, that will fit pretty good if I actually can cut it and mount some bolts through it. So I had two of them, and I was like, okay, I'll do one for the top and bottom. So I cut them out, tried to match the other sides so that they looked very similar, and it turned out like this. This one would be for the top, and this one would be for the bottom. So I was like, ooh, okay, so let me solder on some nuts for the bottom of this all thread, and then I could be able to go through the piece of metal and mount it like that. Just sandwich it between some wood. Still turned great. Perfect. Let's clean up this metal. So now I had I had all the components of making a really good press, except for the press. So I had to cut out all the pieces I had. This was a scrap piece of wood that I had from another project. And I was like, okay, so I think I can make this work. So I started cutting out tons of different pieces, and I wanted it to be really straight. So I used a drill press and drilled straight through in the center of some boards. I was like, okay, this will work really well. Just needed to make some room for that bottom piece, and I wanted to inset it. So I used a chisel and I cut out the pieces so it would be semi-inset, but the nuts would be still poking out. But I was like, okay, I think this will still work. So drilled some holes and mounted it up. And I was very pleased with how it turned out. It swiveled very nicely and it looked really good. So cut off the end pieces of the screws and did this other top piece. Yeah. Yep. For this part, I used the chisel and made it so it had that hexagon shape, and then just mounted it in place with the screws and everything through the hole. I was like, oh, it has a bump on it, so I had to chisel out the other side too. Yeah. Then I was like, okay, this will work. So I mounted the two pieces together and squished it together with some screws. It took a little bit of figuring out, but once I was able to put it together, it actually was like a gigantic vise, which is what a book press is. So that was good. Oh yeah, and this is how I assembled the top handle. Just a bolt and a nut screwed on. All right, time to make the two different sides that would squish the book. All right, so glued two different boards together. One of them I felt like would be a lot better for being close to the actual book itself. And then I made some dimples in the wood to adjust for the nuts and mounted the other piece to the bottom piece. The bottom part of the book press I actually decided to do a little bit differently. I decided to, oh, that's not the bottom part, that's the sides. Sorry. So, oh, there's the bottom part. Okay, so the bottom part, I just glued two pieces of wood together and used clamps to hold them together. Yeah, I really like the look of all the clamps. It looks so cool. Also, I decided to make it really strong by cutting out pieces of the sides of the base a little bit so they could be inset with the sides. Um, the sides are really cool because they just used a groove with a slot. One of the things that was really important though was with the base and the sides as well as the piece right here. It had to be slightly smaller so it didn't bind. And so I mounted it on the side of the table, the base of it, glued it together on the side so it was a square, which actually worked really, really well, and then did it on the other side as well. Yeah. Then I made sure to clean it all up and add the final piece to it, and that was made sure the base was in place. And this was the little teeny wood pieces I added on the side right there to be able to go through the slot to go up and down and keep it straight. Then just glued and screwed together everything. Oh yes, I decided to add a handle as well. I made this by spinning a screw through wood um, in a drill and just using sandpaper. So after I did that, I took it off and re-drilled through it a little bit wider than the screw and sanded down the screw so that once I put the screw in here with some super glue, it could be able to twist and swivel. And then I added some shellac. some shellac. Hey, thank you so much for watching this video. If you like this video and want to watch more of them, you can subscribe to the channel and also hit that big notification bell. The bell will help notify you when I upload other really cool videos. Please give this video a big thumbs up. Don't forget to leave a comment and share this with your friends. Also, you're amazing and have a wonderful day. Thanks. Bye.